Hello, this is Curtis Crowe, the Photo Pro here, and I have another Lightroom tutorial for you. Today we're going to talk about lens corrections. The Adobe development team has studied hundreds of lenses in order to get the profiles of all the imperfections that those lenses provide. Now, they are very smart at figuring out which lens you use. So, it says here that I use an 18 to 250 in the upper left here. So I'm going to go to Lens Corrections and go to Profile here. And it shows me the exact lens that I used. It's the Sigma 18 to 250, blah, 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 blah. The profile is the Adobe profile. And we're going to go ahead and enable the profile corrections under the Lens Corrections tab. So under Basics, we click Enable Profile Corrections. Click there. And as you can see from the image, I'll do it again. The image becomes a lot less bubbled out. You see that there's vignetting in the corners that are going away, and a lot of the imperfections that the lens provides from shooting at a wide angle are fixed. Now, it doesn't get rid of all the imperfections. Her face still has distortion, but it looks a lot more pleasant when you put in those profile corrections. So let's look at another image. Same lens, but at a longer focal length. We're at 250 here. Now you'll see that there are some changes, but they're not the same exact changes. So not only has Adobe researched all the imperfections for all the different lenses, but they also researched at what focal lengths, what changes need to be made. So as you can tell, this becomes a little less flat. It bubbles out a little bit because the high focal length has flattened the image a little too much. Now, when we enable this, it also gives us new options. As you can see over in the profile section, we can actually change the lens if for whatever reason Adobe is wrong on what lens you're using, or if you have to manually select it because either your lens is damaged or it's so old or whatever it is, or you can even set up your own profile for the changes that you want to see. So I could zoom that in and do any additional fixes to vignetting because every lens is a little bit different, and you can make micro corrections to this if you'd like, or you can even just create a profile that looks better to your eyes. And if you do want to make more dramatic changes to your photo, you can go over here and actually very dramatically change the distortion, the vertical, horizontal, rotation, scale, and aspect. So those are all good things to know. I don't like any of the changes I made, so we're just going to go 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Oh, that was supposed to be, I think, 100. 100. Let's try that. That looks closer. And then we go 0. There we go. So that's all back, and then you have the vignetting again for the lens. So that is lens correction. I trust Adobe honestly every time. The only time I actually change these settings is when I'm trying to get a more unique look. I'm trying to over-exaggerate a lens, an imperfection in a lens, to give a more unique look. This is a very good tool to have. I even put it in some of my presets so that way lens correction is done all the way across the board. Now, some lenses will have a nice vignetting on it, and you might want to keep that. So you can also enable the profile corrections to fix the distortion but not fix the vignetting. So play around with this. I highly recommend that you play around with this and see what changes you can make to really make your images pop. I hope this was useful for you. Again, this is Curtis Crowe, the Photo Pro, and as I always do, toodles.